Hi everybody, I'm Verona Chadwick. Now I'm a physiotherapist, acupuncturist and nutritionist, and today I want to take a few minutes to help you with some tips to calming anxiety, stress and panic attacks. And it's certainly in this day and age with everybody stuck at home, there's a lot more tension, a lot more worry. Do you feel on edge all the time? You know, that feeling that you just everything just seems to be hyped up and you can't seem to back it down. Do you have difficulty settling down to relax and go to sleep at night? Often when you have a lot of stress, we get really tense up and around our shoulders, in our jaw, and often have headaches. So, you know, when we're stressed, we tend to hold all our tension up in here and it doesn't let go. So that's the one thing that I'm actually going to talk about to help today, is trying to let go the tension from this top half of your body by actually changing the way you breathe, the patterning of your breathing. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I just want to explain why we want to try and calm the stress response. Basically, in a normal day, we have highs and lows in our stress. We need a certain amount of cortisol, which is our stress hormone, to keep us afloat, to keep us going. Because if your levels are too low, you just don't have the energy to get up out of your chair and do anything. So we do need stress hormones. They kick us into gear. But they're there when we need them. But when we don't need them and we want to relax and digest and be calm, those stress hormones need to back off and calm down. When we're in a heightened state of fright and flight, that heightened sympathetic state where you just seem to be constantly on edge and the breathing is shallow and upper chest, then you just can't seem to shut it down, and that's where the problems occur. And that's where even the smallest of things can go wrong and it can set you off. Right? So getting control of the situation by doing nice, relaxed breathing. And the first thing, really, we can say, okay, take a nice deep breath from your diaphragm. But so many people who are used to breathing short probably have forgotten how. Their brain is really sort of gone into this really over-exaggerated upper chest pattern, and you don't even realize it. You're sort of in that stress state and you have no idea how to switch it off. And it's not always that easy. It's something that we need to practice, and we need to know how to start practicing. And believe me, when I started doing this training a number of years ago, I, amongst many other physiotherapists that were in the group, were upper chest breathing. I thought, how could that be? I thought I was doing well with my breathing, but I think I spent a lot of my day pushing and shoving people around on the couch with my physiotherapy manual skills, and I think we tend to over-exaggerate the tension in our upper neck and body when we're working sometimes. And it's identifying that and knowing how to turn it off. So the first thing that I would say to you is try to recognize, first of all, where you're breathing. Take a deep breath in. Okay, have a feel where your first breath starts. I'm going to try to exaggerate my upper chest here. You probably see then that my upper hand was lifting first, and that's not what we want to do. We want to actually try to discharge that upper chest breathing. So take a breath in and sigh. And breathe in and relax that breath out. Now if the breath out is longer than the breath in, that helps to switch off the stress cortisol response. Okay, so again, trying to breathe in and relax, relax, relax. Once we've actually taken that slow breath out, then we can better take control of what's happening in our upper chest and try to get the breath to start here. So we're going to do it again, breathing in and relax. And then breathe in through the tummy. It's actually quite hard when I've been chatting away to control the breathing, but I was able then to keep the upper hand still, making sure that I wasn't breathing from here, and I was starting to get that air coming from the lower abdomen. And just let me check for a moment what else I need to chat about today. Yeah, now why do we want to actually get the upper chest breathing under control? First of all, we want to get air into our lower lungs so that we're exercising our lungs better. We're actually getting good oxygenation to our brain and to our body. Getting out and exercise helps us do that, as long as we can breathe the right way. Okay, we also find that if you're upper chest breathing, you tend to have increased body acidity, which facilitates panic attacks, creates a lot more muscle tension, so it just puts the body in that edgy, agitated state. So that's what we're trying to get under control. Okay, so I'm going to actually go and lie down on the couch now and show you how you can do this in lying, because it can be a little bit hard when you've got all that tension to get it under control in the sitting position. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a similar kind of practice in a lying position. It's certainly a lot easier to relax the neck and the shoulders if you can have a nice comfy pillow under your head and try and give a bit of a wriggle to, get the tension out of the shoulders, and relax everything, so we can just be concentrating on what we're doing with our breathing. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put one hand up on our chest and one hand on our belly, just below the ribs. And so we're going to take a breath in, and we're going to have a check of where you're breathing. So taking a deep breath, where do you start to move first? Is it your upper hand or is it your lower hand? Okay, breathe in and relax out. Now, if you start here, see how I'm upper chest breathing when I force myself to breathe in the upper chest? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of pressure on that upper chest area. Take a breath in and then relax the breath out. Next one in and relax. Trying to start that breath from the tummy, not from the upper chest. And again. And relax. Breathe in and relax. And then have a rest for a little while. Now, I don't expect that any of you, if you've been upper chest breathers, are going to get it right first off. It's going to take a little bit of time, but if you can try to use that feedback that you're getting from your hands, and each time you might need to go back and do the shutdown routine, like, wriggle the jaw, roll the shoulders, just try and wriggle yourself so you're comfortable on the couch, and then take a breath in again and sigh. And then breathe in from the tummy. And relax. And breathe in from the tummy. And relax. Now sometimes, if you really can't get it under control in this position, you can actually roll over onto your side, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, sometimes you can relax the lungs a little bit better on your side, and we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to try to take the breath in from our tummy. Personally, I find it a lot easier on my side because I seem to be able to shut down the upper chest better. But you can work out for yourself which is the best position, whether it be like this on your back or rolled over onto your side. Okay guys, that's it for me today. I want you to keep practicing, and remember that you probably need to do practice 2 to 3 times a day. Find yourself a quiet time for 5 or 10 minutes and just try to switch your breathing from that upper chest to the lower abdomen. Okay? And you will find that over time it's going to get better and better, so that you could be anywhere. You can be out, whether you're out at the shopping centre or you're just mucking around in the house somewhere, and you just do that check where you're breathing, do that bit of a wriggle, maybe wriggle up and down on your toes, roll the shoulders, take the tension away, and try to do a reset. All right, the more often you practice, the easier it's going to get, and the more aware you are going to be of being able to shut down that anxiety and that tension. And I mean, the same thing applies if you're with tension, you have pain, you have chronic pain. By controlling the breathing and getting the mind into another place, it can often help reduce the severity of the pain in the muscles and the tension. So thank you very much for listening again today. So write your comments below. Love to see what you think. And certainly don't hesitate to personal message me if you have a more in-depth comment or question, or you want to have a chat. Bye for now.